Hello, the quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This formula allows us to solve quadratic equations of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. In this video, we will see how to derive this formula, but for this, first we need to review a few other formulas. The first one is the square of a sum, and this formula allows us to raise a binomial to the second power. The formula is a plus b to the second power equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So notice that when we raise a binomial to the second power, we get a trinomial. For example, x plus 7 to the second power equals x squared plus 14x plus 49. So we get x squared by raising the first term to the second power. Then to form the second term, we need to multiply 2 by a and by b. So if we multiply 2 by x and by 7, we will get 14x. Then we get 49 by raising 7 to the second power. Now the second formula is the square of a difference, and this is a minus b squared equals a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. For example, x minus 5 squared equals x squared minus 10x plus 25. Now, it's important to know that a trinomial that we get by raising a binomial to the second power is called a perfect square trinomial. So, both these are examples of perfect square trinomials. Now, notice that perfect square trinomials have special characteristics. The first and the last terms are perfect squares, and that is because we get the first term by raising x to the second power, and we get the last term by raising 7 to the second power. Now, the middle term is the double product of x and 7. So, if we multiply 2 by x and by 7, then we will get 14x. Now, if we have a perfect square trinomial, then we can use these formulas in reverse to factor them. So, according to this formula, if we have the trinomial x squared plus 14x plus 49, then we will factor as x plus 7 all to the second power. So, as you see, to factor, we have to take this x and this 7 and bring them inside the parentheses. Then to the right, if we have x squared minus 10x plus 25, then this trinomial will factor as x minus 5 all to the second power. Now I will move this formula to the right because later we will use it to derive the quadratic formula. Now, one more topic we have to review is completing the square. If we have a binomial x squared plus bx, and we want to form a perfect square trinomial, then we need to add b over 2 all to the second power. For example, let's say we have the binomial x squared plus 14x. Then to form a perfect square trinomial, we need to divide 14 by 2 and raise the result to the second power. Then 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 7 squared is 49. So the perfect square trinomial is x squared plus 14x plus 49. And now if we need to factor this trinomial, then we will use this formula. And we will have x plus 7 all to the second power. So notice that this second term is the same as the number inside these parentheses. And one more important thing here is that when we complete the square, we want the coefficient of x squared to be 1. Now I will move this formula to the right and we will start deriving the quadratic formula. We will start with the equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So here to the left I will write ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Now notice that on the left side we have a trinomial. However, this trinomial is not necessarily a perfect square. Also, the coefficient of x squared is not necessarily 1. And we need this coefficient to be 1 because we will use completing the square. So to ensure that this coefficient is 1, we will divide both sides of this equation by a. Then on the left side, we will divide each term by a. So ax squared divided by a is x squared. Bx divided by a is b over a times x plus c over a. Then 0 divided by a is 0. Now on the left side we still have a trinomial. However, again this trinomial is not necessarily a perfect square. To solve this equation for x, first we will move c over a to the right side. Then we will have x squared plus b over a x. Then I will leave here some space and I will move c over a to the right and I will have negative c over a. Now on the left side we have a binomial and we will use completing the square to form a perfect square trinomial. So to form a perfect square trinomial, we need to take the number in front of x divided by 2 and raise the result to the second power. In our equation, the number in front of x is b over a. If we divide b over a by 2, we will get b over 2a. And now this number has to be raised to the second power. So if on the left side we add b over 2a all to the second power, then we will form a perfect square trinomial. Also, in an equation, if we add a number to one side, we have to add the same number to the other side. So on the right side, we will also add b over 2a all to the second power. Now, in the next step, we will use this formula to factor the perfect square trinomial. For this, we will start a parenthesis and we will bring down x and b over 2a, all this to the second power. So again, in this formula, we take a and we take b, we put them in parentheses, and we raise this binomial to the second power. Similarly, in our problem, we bring down x and b over 2a, and we raise this binomial to the second power. Now, on the right side, I have negative c over a plus, and now let's raise b over 2a to the second power. So in the numerator, we will have b squared, and in the denominator, 2a to the second power is 4a squared. In the next step, I need to switch these two terms. So I will write x plus b over 2a all to the second power equals b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. And now here I need to get the same denominator, and for this I need to multiply the numerator and the denominator of this fraction by 4a. So again, I will multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 4a. And now we will have x plus b over 2a all to the second power equals b squared over 4a squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. And now, once we have the same denominator, we can write this as a single fraction. So now we will have x plus b over 2a all squared equals b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. And notice how this numerator is inside the quadratic formula. And now from here, to solve for x, we need the square root property. And this is if x squared equals b, then x equals plus or minus square root of b. As an example, if x squared equals 25, then x equals plus or minus square root of 25. And x equals plus or minus 5. So 5 to the second power is 25, and negative 5 to the second power is also 25. So according to this property, if on the left side we drop the exponent, then on the right side we need to write plus or minus square root. So then, in our problem, on the left side we will drop this exponent, and on the right side we will write plus or minus square root of this expression. So then we will have x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus square root, and inside b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Now, when we have the square root of a fraction, we can take individually the square root of the numerator and then the square root of the denominator. So now we can write all this as x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over square root of 4a squared. Then x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over, and now in the denominator square root of 4 is 2 and square root of a squared is a. Then we will write 2a. And now to isolate x, we will move b over 2a to the right. So we will write x equals negative b over 2a plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And now we have two fractions that have the same denominator, so we can write these two fractions as one single fraction. Then we will have x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And this is the quadratic formula. Please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, leave a comment, and thank you for watching.